In today's video, I will be taking a look at the Sideshow Collectibles Friday the 13th Part 3 Jason Voorhees 6-scale figure. And I'm very excited for this because, well, I have to talk about Friday the 13th stuff eventually, right? Taking a look at the packaging the figure comes in, we have this collector-friendly packaging with a flip-back open window and a good description, a bunch of pictures of Jason and showing off the figure, as well as two other figures in the set, being Leatherface and a Freddy Krueger. Opening up that flip back window, we can take a look at the figure and all of the accessories on the right, along with the actual panel having the theatrical artwork and a list of all the cast that worked on the film. Now, with all of these older figures that Sideshow has done, they would do this for all of their 6 scales, and I think it's a really nice thing to add to your figure. Now, this Jason Voorhees figure came out all the way back in 2003. And I'd say they really nailed this head sculpt. I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. The paint application is nice. The sculpt itself is nice. And it looks great all around. You can see Jason Voorhees' head. It's very deformed along with the ears. It's just all wrinkly and just disgusting. It's not great, but we do have the head and the neck actually as one giant sculpt. So articulation with the head is honestly not possible. So he's forever just looking off to the left. And I also really like how they did the shirt here, the flannel shirt with working pockets. It has a lot of blood all over the collar, the shoulders, the front of the shirt, and on the pockets as well. And when you open it up with these two snaps, which I think are a lot better than zippers, and they hide a lot easier, Jason has this like very thick undershirt, which really helps this figure with a lot of bulk and give him the right proportions that Part 3 Jason really needs. And it seems like this Jason has been pretty busy slaying a lot of counselors because he also has blood all over his hands, and I think the hands are really well detailed. Now for the lower side of Jason, there's nothing really too much to talk about. He does sport his khaki pants, which are relatively rather clean for some reason, but the boots are pretty dirty. You got a little bit of dirt on the tip of the boot, but these boots are black, jet black, and they look really nice. Like I've stated previously, as we move to the articulation, because of that neck connected to the head, there's physically no way to move the head or articulate it at all. There's also no joint in the midsection, but his arms can move outward, and they do have a double bend at the elbow. And there's also no articulation at the wrists. There's a pretty limited waist swivel, but it's not too bad. You can still get some posability in there. His legs, though, can move really far forward, so those are really good. And there's also a double bend at both knees. And of course, the boots aren't on a ball joint, but they can move up and down, and at the leg, there is a rotation. Now, moving on from the articulation, we'll take a look at Jason's first accessory, and it is his hockey mask. Now, of course, you're going to want to put this on Jason's head. It is very well painted and sculpted. It looks just like the Part 3 mask, but it doesn't come with that axe chip on the top, which is okay, so that is pretty much before it happens, and the straps of the mask are more stretchy and elastic to fit it over Jason's fat head. And don't be scared of the straps ever breaking because they are pretty stretchy and very flexible, and they will fit over Jason's head. Only a face a mother could love has now been hidden, and with this hockey mask that Shelley has so graciously given him, it looks really good on the figure. And you might want to fix the strap if it's a little bit to the right or to the left. Just go ahead and, move it around and just see how it looks and whatever you like. Jason here comes with two weapons of his choice to use for his arsenal. First, he has his iconic machete. It has this nice reflective feel to it, making it look more metallic, and it has a lot of blood splattered all over it. And just like any other figure, all you gotta do is just fit it into his hand like so, and it should turn out relatively nice. Jason Voorhees here is now equipped with his trusty handy-dandy machete, ready to hack up any camp counselors who dare to smoke some pot or do handstands. Or maybe you're someone who likes to spice up their Jason display collection and not have every Jason displayed with a machete, so Jason here comes with an axe that he uses in Part 3, and it also has that reflectiveness of the blade with a lot of blood with a brown handle, and I gotta say, it looks really cool. And I'm definitely considering displaying Jason with the axe. The final accessory Jason comes with is this display stand for Jason to stand on, and it has this really nice artwork with the logo and Jason's hockey mask, and all you gotta do is to take this part of the stand and just plug it into that little hole right there, and you're ready to display your Jason. It's one of those stands that grab the figure around the waist so you might have to pick it up a little bit just to get his big waist over this thing, and it looks really cool. This line was released all the way back in the early 2000s, and this is not the only Jason they released. They also had Pamela Voorhees from the first film, Friday the 13th Parts 2, 3, the final chapter. They skipped over 5, unfortunately, so no Roy Burns. Part 6, 7, they skipped over 8, so no Jason Takes Manhattan, unfortunately. Part 9, Part 10, which is only the regular Jason, not the Uber Jason. They even did a Freddy vs. Jason, and that's where the Jasons ended with this very, very cool line. Thank you guys for checking out my video today. I wanted to do something a little bit cool with one of these older figures, and I really like this guy. And I'll review more of them if I'm able to get them, because these guys are only going up in price as the days go by. Like I said, this guy is over 20 years old, so it's going to be a lot harder, but I'll see you guys later.